Searching for a home in the country can have its peaks and troughs.
I can feel myself going downhill a little bit, can you?
You'll need to trust your instincts.
Good vibes, actually. I can't even put my finger on it. Why?
And rely on the support of others to keep you going.
I think it's going to be everything you're looking for.
Delighted to hear you enthusiastic, and I will try to share it.
But it's all worth it when you find a property that's just right.
So far, there's nothing that I'd change.
Today we're in Norfolk, whose famous Broads are home to over 25% of the UK's rarest wildlife. And it's those same natural surroundings attracting the birds and butterflies, which also bring so many people who come to spread their property wings in this county on the rise. Norfolk and its neighbours Suffolk and Cambridgeshire are often referred to as the UK's breadbasket, and with good reason. East Anglia produces, on average, enough grain per year to make over 5 billion loaves of bread. Now, to put that into context, that's a lot of bread. Norfolk is famed for its pretty villages, stunning coastline, and impressive property stock. For lovers of the past, the village of Castleacre was once a fortified town, established after the Norman conquest, and still home to the twin ruins of a castle and a priory dating back to that period. For those wanting to live more in the moment, the county's famous waterways are now home to the Norfolk Broads Ultra, a 78-kilometre endurance paddleboarding race starting and ending in the village of Martham, and certainly not for the faint-hearted.
It's got fantastic opportunities here. It's got lots of leisure activities, like the Broads for boating, golf, motorcycling. If you want walks, if you want nature, it's a wonderful place to be.
It's very vibrant, lovely beaches, great hotels, restaurants, and everyone you speak to is happy to live in Norfolk. So it's probably the biggest compliment you can give the place, really.
The good news is that Norfolk is gorgeous. So gorgeous, in fact, that it saw a 52% increase in the number of people moving here last year, making it the second most popular destination in England. However, as a result, the property market here is fierce. And that's the not so good news. But the best news, especially for today's buyer, is that this has escaped the country. And we've always got our finger on the property pulse.
Hi, I'm Julia. I live in Hove at the moment, on the south coast. I'm looking forward to going to Norfolk because the city here has become very, very busy, and I'm looking for a quieter location, a more tranquil lifestyle, and closer to nature.
Brighton and Hove-born Julia initially moved away from the city to attend university and begin her career as a physiotherapist, but returned 14 years ago when she retired to care for her elderly mother. She's now set her sights on the county of Norfolk.
I've always been very fond of Norfolk. I actually studied part-time at the University of East Anglia at Norwich for 18 months. And I just loved the coastline and the little market towns.
Norfolk is ideally positioned for visiting her 2 adult children, who have both settled in nearby Cambridgeshire. Julia is hoping the move will allow her to spend more time with grandson Harvey, who is 8. She'll be supported on her property journey by her son and dad to Harvey, Hugo.
What's the first thing you want to do when Grandma moves into her new house?
We will visit her more regularly. That is good, very good. And we'll spend more time together.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Great stuff. Thanks,
All right,
Harv.
bye.
Hugo's under strict instructions to ensure Harvey has his own room in Julia's new home. But there's also another reason why Julia has invited him along on the property search.
Got quite a lot of experience with renovations and viewing a lot of houses. Hopefully be able to bounce off Mum and just tell her like my point of view. Yeah.
And I'll be able to tell you mine.
Yeah.
We'll try to agree.
Try to.
With Hugo's help, Julia is eager to find a character property with a minimum of 3 bedrooms and a manageable garden, within her budget of £625,000. She currently enjoys a very active lifestyle, so it's important she lives somewhere with a strong community where she can access amenities and take part in local groups. Julia is making this move to be closer to family, and I think it's great that she's got her son coming along, Hugo. So the voice of Hugo, is that going to be the voice of reason, or is he going to be the one pushing her out of her comfort zone? I'm keen to get better acquainted with this mother-son pairing before the business of house hunting gets underway. Oh wow, isn't this lovely?
Isn't it?
Very nice.
Fabulous.
Be here with
Yeah.
you two. How well do you know this county?
I've had a lot of holidays in Norfolk when the children were small, Hugo and his sister. And more recently, I stayed for a week in a cottage in West Runton, owned by a friend of mine. Hugo and family came at the weekend, and I thought, I think I can see myself here.
So is that the moment, I'm going to do this?
Yes, I think so. I think it was as simple as that. That now seems to be the moment.
Hugo, what about you?
I think it's going to be great having Mum a lot closer. She's currently down in Hove and Brighton. It's a bit of a trek to get down there by the motorway, so it's going to be great having Grandma to look after Harvey. It's going to be good
So
times.
lots of added bonuses for you. There's
Yeah.
a real
Yeah.
incentive for you to persuade Mum that one of the properties we're going to find
Yes.
is the right one. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get out, see this county, and
Love
find your
to.
house.
Thank you.
Great.
For our first property, we're venturing to the northeast of the county, destined for the village of Barton Turf. Lying on the northwestern edge of Barton Broad, this peaceful village epitomises what attracts so many to Norfolk's Broadlands. Only marginally busier is the village of Neatishead, 1 mile away, which offers amenities that include a pub, a state-of-the-art village hall and a shop. So here we go, property number 1.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, I think it's absolutely charming.
Yeah, it's a nice, charming little house, rural location. Yeah, so far so good.
Is this something, if you were looking through the brochures, would you have come to look at this one?
I think I probably would, to be honest. I'm very curious to know what it's like inside.
I am dying to show you the interior. Let's have a look.
Good, lovely, thank you.
This characterful cottage is filled with period features and is thought to date back to 1795. It's been sensitively restored by the current owners, who have recently vacated the property. Come on through.
Thank
We've
you.
got the downstairs cloakroom.
Yes.
This is the first room I want to show you. Come on in.
Fireplace is great, like
That's
in
right.
that bit. Yeah.
That's an open fireplace. I think I'd put wood burner in there.
Okay.
So there we are. That would lend
Spending
itself.
money already.
Yes, that's right. It's light. It's got a door to the garden. I would say a couple of ticks.
Couple of ticks.
Yes.
I love the light and just listen. Birds, peace, quiet. I do not hear a car or anything rumbling by. Certainly no
Yes.
tourists.
It's got a bit of potential for Mum. You know, your furniture you have at the moment would work in here. I think we need to see more of the house, really, to make more of an idea.
I think this is a good start, but I hear you. You want to see more, so
Yeah.
let's go and see the kitchen.
Thank you.
Gorgeous kitchen, open plan. I love this space, but what do you think?
Yeah, the kitchen is suits this age of the building, I think.
I like the atmosphere in this property. Good vibes, actually. I can't even put my finger on it why, but yeah, I just like the way they've opened up the outside wall, for example, here. Okay, this might be a little bit elderly, this kitchen.
Well, this could be the part of the property that's the project for you, right? You could do whatever you want.
That's
it's not
right.
listed.
No,
So-
no, that's right. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Hugo?
Yeah, I'm liking it. It's got a lot of potential. I think it'd be great for halves to come out here. You could be cooking away, and halves would be outside. Yeah. I'm not so good at cooking.
This sounds good.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling it's going to get even better as we go upstairs, but let's find out. Follow me.
Thank you very much.
From outside, it's giving off cute country cottage vibes, but inside, the rooms are actually pretty generous. Upstairs, the landing is bathed in natural light and leads to a family bathroom plus a study. There are also 3 double bedrooms, all of which feature original cast iron fireplaces.
I can feel myself going downhill a little bit, can you?
I heard you like character.
Oh,
To me,
yes.
character means it's a bit of wonkiness.
That's right. That's fine. It does tell me that it's genuinely a very old cottage.
There is that wonderful view. Behind is a common. It's owned by its church land. It's not going to be built on. It's got protected species that are there. And because it's common land, it is used.
Sounds great.
And I was thinking, for Harvey in particular, being able to access all that extra space.
Yeah. Maybe this should be Harvey's room.
Oh, no.
Now I understand why you're along. I got it. Okay. So you bring to the
He
table.
can visit Grandma, but this is going to be Grandma's room.
Okay, we'll have a little fight about that later.
A fight I imagine you might lose, Hugo. Outside, the owners have removed a double garage at the front to make way for a larger driveway, where there's also a handy storeroom. The garden is mostly lawned and features colourful planting with an attractive paved patio area sheltered under a magnolia tree.
What do you think about out here?
It's definitely a great size for Mum. There's a few little tweaks would be quite good. Try and open up the common especially, maybe lower the hedges a little bit. The fence there, maybe continue the thorn bush.
You've worked it all out.
Yeah.
You were sounding very much like this could be a property.
Yeah, I think it'd be great, yeah.
So the question now is, how much do you think this property is on the market for?
£575,000.
Okay, great guess. Hugo?
£560,000.
Well, I can reveal this is on the market at offers over £540,000.
That is attractive. Bite your hand off.
That is more like it, Julia. I love that. So get in there and start measuring up. Because you could buy this and make some pretty gorgeous changes and have spare change.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sitting comfortably under budget, this country cottage has space for hosting family, but also retains a coziness for those times when it's just Julia. All the rooms, including the 4 bedrooms, are packed full of period features. And to top it all off, the property enjoys an ideal position overlooking the village common.
Now I've heard the price of the property, I'm encouraged because I'm starting to think about changes I would want to make. I would have to perhaps redo the kitchen, but I just love the layout. It's very, very nice, and I can see myself living in a place like this.
I think Mum's got good feelings about this house. You know, it's her first property she's viewed in Norfolk, so she's got to get her eye in maybe with the second house and the mystery house, but so far on this property, I think she's got good feelings with it.
So how was that for a start?
Oh, it was excellent.
good.
Really
Yeah.
enjoyed seeing that property.
Really enjoyable, and we've only just begun. Let's keep going.
Julia is no stranger to coastal living, having been based in Brighton and Hove for over 14 years. But a move to Norfolk is a chance to discover 90 miles of brand new coastline. So we're sending Julia and Hugo to explore the seaside town of Wells next the sea.
Oh, it's very pleasant.
It is very pleasant.
The last time I saw boats of this size, it was in Saint-Tropez.
What's this, Saint-Tropez?
This is one of the last working seaports on the Norfolk coast with a proud maritime heritage.
Wells is a very old-fashioned town almost. It's tiny. There are about 2,100 people that live permanently in Wells. This was a very industrial space, certainly until the mid-20th century, and the tourism industry has now taken over, so Wells has a thriving tourist economy.
Many of the 100,000 people who visit each summer are drawn to the golden sands of Wells Beach, located 1 mile away. But plenty find just as much charm in the narrow streets of the town itself.
It has many independent stores, and many other people that live here have been here for generations. So there is that real sense of sort of Norfolk authenticity within here, which is a great attraction.
Another attraction is Wells Maltings, a multi-purpose events and community space which opened in 2018. Julia and Hugo are stopping by this impressive building to chat with Becca Lynn. As head of community development, Becca knows exactly what makes the town so special.
There's all sorts goes on in the town. There's the carnival, which is happening in a couple of weeks, which is kind of the big event of the year. Yeah, we have all sorts of people as well, from people that have generations have grown up here, and then people who've, like yourselves, thought this is an amazing place, so we want to move here.
So there's a good community spirit, is there?
I would say so, yeah. In our programme, we do everything from live music to live stream theatre, and we sort of put on some free community events like the open mic night, bingo night, things like that. So it's a nice way to kind of meet local people and get involved as well.
Julia may be looking for a quiet country location in which to settle, but it's encouraging to know that there are lively towns within the county where she can make social connections and enjoy a spot of cafe culture. But for now, it's time to finish those drinks and return to our search. We're continuing our property search in Norfolk's Broadlands, heading to the village of Ludham. Boasting chocolate box thatched cottages and a magnificent 14th century church, picturesque Ludham provides easy access to the surrounding waterways. It's also home to a good range of amenities, including a pub that cater to the many visitors who frequent the Broads each day. But away from the crowds and hidden down a quiet lane is the second property we're here to see.
Right, so let's take a look at this beauty, a former farmhouse, and set in these stunning gardens. But it's a bit bigger than the first.
I'm thinking I'd rattle around in there. But, you know, I've got an open mind. I'm happy to be surprised and delighted.
Hugo, what do you think?
The property looks very nice, similar to mine. It's got a lot of character, looks in good condition, and yeah, looking forward to going in.
Okay, I'm feeling daunted and eager, but I'm loving your enthusiasm. Let's see if we can pass some of that on to Mum. Come on. Okay.
This semi-detached property was built in the 17th century and is currently used as a second home. Much like the first house, there's a wealth of original features on display here, which someone seems very eager to see.
Hugo, you're in first. Are we buying a house for you or your mum? What's going on? Are you loving it now we're in here?
My house is very light, and I don't get the feeling that I would want to spend a huge amount of time in here, other than perhaps in the depth of winter with the log burner.
I think it's very different, isn't it, to the first living room we looked at. So let's strip it back for a minute. If you were to live here, how would you guys brighten it up?
Got any thoughts?
Take back the beams, make them lighter, sandblast them maybe, and just try and make the room lighter with some brighter paint. It may work.
I'm just not feeling it.
I hear what you say on first feelings, but let's see how it evolves. I'm going to show you through to the kitchen. So this dining room apparently is the heart of the home. Lots of laughs here. And come through to the kitchen. So step down.
Thank you.
And it feels a lot lighter in here to me. But what do you think?
No, this is a good space. I like it. I do, yeah.
Yeah?
It's not in the first flush of youth, but then it fits the style of the property, I would say, and I like the wooden tops there.
And you've got a lovely pantry come laundry room there.
This is good.
This kitchen is good size for Mum. I think it will work well. Straight off into the garden. That'd be great for Harvey. And then the current dining room, maybe turn it into some sort of snug. Your decision.
Okay, great. Do you know what? Take that energy and those ideas and go and explore yourselves. So just play. What would you do if it was yours? Okay, I'll be out there enjoying that garden.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Thank you.
This property boasts 5 double bedrooms, one of which is located on the ground floor and benefits from an ensuite bathroom.
Bit of an office area, I'd say.
Yes.
Maybe work as like Harvey's bedroom or a little play area for him.
So he could have his own little flat here, couldn't he? He could have this as a bedroom and this as his sitting room. Do you think he'd move in?
Rent-free.
Upstairs, a traditionally styled bathroom featuring a freestanding bath serves the 4 remaining bedrooms, all of which have been well maintained, ready for a new owner to put their mark on.
Well, this is different. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think this is your cup of tea. It's a bit kind of claustrophobic.
Yes, that's the right word.
There we go.
That's the right word.
I don't think it's you.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
This property had to be seen. You've got so much space. It's full of family love, family memories. So to really appreciate what it could be for you, I think you've got to strip it back and picture it as the home that you would want to live in. And for some family, this is going to be perfect. For Julia, right now, a move on her own, maybe not.
Do you think it's worthwhile seeing a property like this as a contrast to property number 1?
Definitely. I think you can only then really make your mind up about what suits you. And I can see the potential in this house for a family. But for one person, I'd just rattle around on it.
If the size of the property is a concern, then perhaps I shouldn't show them the garden. Occupying 1/3 of an acre, it includes a large lawn at the front, as well as a secluded side garden with a courtyard area. There's also a vegetable patch, should Julia fancy growing her own.
How are you feeling now about where you are at the stage in the journey, taking property in?
I'm certainly not ruling out age. It's just the size and the positioning of this house isn't right for me. But certainly I'm more than happy to look at a modern house in contrast if it has a little bit of character. You know, I'm quite open-minded.
Now, another important factor, of course, that you don't know yet is how much this property is priced at.
Indeed.
So let's bring that in, because that can always change everything.
Oh,
How much do you think?
absolutely. I would say 525.
Okay. Hugo?
I'm going to go a little bit lower, £515,000.
Interesting. This one, bigger, grander, £600,000.
Is it really?
Yes, it really is.
A bit wrong.
Yes.
This character property offers 5 bedrooms, a spacious kitchen and 2 further reception rooms, all within an idyllic and friendly Broadland village. It's been on the market for 6 months, so for the right buyer, now might be the time for a deal to be done.
I think what's not working for me is the size of the garden, which is really quite daunting. The house also matches the garden. It's large. It's more of a family house, I think, than it is suitable for a single person.
There's a lot of work that's needed here.
I want less work, not more work at this time in life. And you wouldn't thank me very much, would you, for giving you a paintbrush or giving you the lawnmower when you came to stay?
No, I could do it a couple of times and then you'd have to pay me a couple of quid too.
Much of Julia's motivation for moving to Norfolk is to be closer to her family. And having travelled from their home in Cambridgeshire, Hugo's wife Hazel and 8-year-old son Harvey have come to meet us house hunters.
You're right. Yeah. Come on then.
We're rounding off a busy day of property searching with some downtime by the water.
Oh, did it?
That was a good one, Harvey.
I'd like to chat with Harvey.
I skipped one!
He's recently enjoyed a family holiday in Norfolk and has his own property wish list that I need to consider.
What kind of house do I need to find for Grandma?
Very modern.
Oh, modern!
Like the one that I went to stay with her last time. Here.
In Norfolk?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have a really fun time?
It had a swinging chair, so that was the best part about it.
A swinging chair?
Yes, and a barbecue.
And a barbecue.
And I could access outdoors really easily. So you just opened one single sliding door. You went into the garden, which had a swing jet. Then you open another gate, and then you're out in the field, and then you're like helicopter.
That sounds amazing.
Message received, Harvey. I will do my best. If you dream of escaping to the Norfolk countryside, here's what you need to know first. The average cost of a detached property has risen 14% in the past year and now stands at just over £401,000, but still more than £40,000 lower than the national average. The biggest growth was seen in the Broadlands and the north of the county, suggesting that access to water and the coast are motivating factors for many people moving here.
It's been a really wonderful time for the Norfolk market. It's opened the door wider than it's ever been, really. But if I had to pick out any specific areas, I think Cromer's a very exciting town, very exciting market. The high street there is doing phenomenally well. There's some exciting youthful businesses coming through. And Cromer as a town has the most phenomenal architecture, and it's nice to see it being celebrated and appreciated again.
Despite the market's huge growth, it is still possible to buy well in Norfolk, and whatever your budget, a property that suits your needs can be found. In the village of East Rudham, this 2-bed cottage has been stylishly refurbished and has the benefit of a large, attractive garden. It's on the market for £395,000. For those working with a larger budget, £800,000 could get you this red brick barn conversion with a thatched roof. Located in the village of Slowley, it has an open-plan kitchen and living area, 4 bedrooms and a south-facing garden with far-reaching countryside views. But if Norfolk is just your chosen holiday destination, how about a log cabin situated within the grounds of Pentley Lakes? Accommodating up to 10 guests, the cabin features a log fire, a hot tub and lakeside balcony views, with prices starting at £1,500 for a week's stay.
We got off to a great start yesterday, and I've learnt so much more about what Julia's really looking for with this property search. The thing that I'm going to take away, though, is that while she seems to want character, something old and mature on the outside, I think on the inside, the convenience and proportions of modern-day living are going to be more up her street. And I think their mystery house might give us just that.
The final stop of our property tour is taking us into the middle of the county to the countryside surrounding Hingham. This handsome market town is steeped in history, with its sign depicting the exodus of residents who sailed to the New World in the 1630s, including Samuel Lincoln, ancestor of President Abraham Lincoln. Nowadays, though, there are plenty of reasons to stay, with amenities here including a bakery, butchers and greengrocers, as well as a hotel that hosts a community book club. A plethora of Georgian properties hint at what we've come to see, but I'm going to keep Julia and Hugo in the dark a little longer whilst they take in the town and I make the 5-minute drive to our final offering.
So this is the mystery house. It's gorgeous. It's Georgian. This is everything I think Julia's looking for on the outside. I'm pretty sure she's going to love the inside too. Let's have a look. So yesterday, Julia and Hugo spent a lot of time talking about how they would change the properties, bring them up to date, make it more suitable for Julia. Just look at this. I mean, this house has been recently modernised. It's open, it's fresh, it's bright. I don't think she's going to have to do anything in here. Can't wait to hear what she thinks of it.
All that remains is to welcome mother and son and for the modern mystery twist of this historic home to be revealed.
Hello. Hi.
Morning. Hi.
So excited about this one. It's a Georgian
very pretty,
period
isn't
property.
it?
What do you
Very
think, Hugo?
unusual.
Very nice, flinty.
Flinty, that's right. It's a Norfolk flint. It's got
Flint.
character.
Yeah. I've always been attracted to flint-fronted properties, so yeah, very nice.
Now, the reason this is the mystery house, I think this is more of the modern twist compared to the properties that we showed you before. I think it's going to be everything you're looking for, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm delighted to hear you enthusiastic, and I will Try to share it.
You won't have to try, I promise. Come on, let's have a look.
Believed to have been built in 1817, this attractive detached cottage feels typical of the brick and flint properties that attract so many home buyers to Norfolk. The current owners have recently carried out extensive renovations, creating a modern open-plan kitchen diner, which leads to a living area where we're beginning our tour.
For me, this is where I think you're going to spend most of your time.
Yes, very charming and very user-friendly. Yeah, I'm quite taken aback, actually. That's why the words are not quite coming out, just because it's been so beautifully done. So I'm enthusiastic, all right?
Yeah.
This is me being enthusiastic.
I can tell. Any changes you'd make, Hugo?
No, I think this is really good for Mum, like a nicer version of her current house. Nice view into the garden as well.
Very good.
This is nice.
Smile, smile, smile.
Smiles. I feel almost like relief as well. It's like, oh,
yeah, that's right. Yes.
So now you
Show
want to
me
see more. Yeah, that's the spirit. Show me more. I will indeed.
A three-piece shower room can be accessed via utility where there's lots of storage. A separate snug with a study provides a more cosy space away from the main living area.
This could be your evening space or just your quiet time when all the family are over.
Right, or even the winter.
The winter
lounge.
The winter lounge, there we go. Yesterday in the first property, you talked a lot about the feeling. Mm-hmm. What's coming up for you in this house?
Again, good vibes.
Good vibes.
Probably even more positive vibes, actually. Looking at the house so far, there's nothing that I'd change.
Wow, nothing that you'd change. Beautiful. What do you think Harvey would think of it?
I'd love it. This would be a good gaming room.
Well, with Harvey in mind, why don't you go and check out upstairs, the bedrooms, and I will see you later to hear what you think.
A bright landing on the first floor gives access to a smart family bathroom, which serves the property's 3 bedrooms. And if you'd forgotten you were in a Georgian property, then the main bedroom with its elegant cornicing and high ceilings should serve as a little reminder.
Delightful, isn't it?
It's huge. Easily fit your gear all in here.
Yes, smaller but perfectly suitable as a spare room.
I'd say with Julia, she's a woman who plays her cards close to her chest, but in this house, there's definitely more positivity in her words. The smile is starting to come through. I think the guard's coming down a bit. I think this house could be a contender.
Yeah, there would be a huge benefit in terms of moving here, just because I could literally unpack all my furniture and not have to do anything for as long as I wanted to, really.
There's nothing to do with it. It's just out the box, basically.
It's true, the house needs nothing doing to it. But should Julia fancy a creative project, then the adjoining double garage offers a lot of scope.
Ooh, this is a large garage.
Best room in the house, this is.
You know, there is potential to maybe turn it into a little holiday flat to rent out.
It's a big room, so it could be done.
The garden of this mystery house is the largest of any property we've seen so far, occupying around half an acre.
You can do your daily exercise.
But, now hear me out, it's the most straightforward in terms of maintenance. So I'm hoping its size won't put a dampener on what has been an incredible mystery house tour so far.
How are you feeling out here then? Is this enticing you or making you reconsider your love for the house?
I mean, my first instinct is to say it's a bit of a negative, but then Hugo's, I know, always got some ideas about
Come on, Hugo, sell it.
use of space.
What would you do with this space if Mum
It's
buys?
screaming out for a tennis court just there. Maybe a bit more planting, fruit trees even. But yeah, you could make it manageable.
Just needs a little bit of careful thought, shall we say, because the house is perfect.
The house is perfect.
But
So you
there's
can
always
stop,
a
full
but.
stop. The house is perfect. There is one important question though. How much would you have to pay for this to become yours?
I think this property's on the market for £625,000.
Okay.
I'll go a little bit more, £630,000.
I'm delighted to share with you that this property is on the market at offers in excess of £600,000.
I see. Right. Yes. Yes. I don't think there's any doubt that the property itself is what I would want. I'm being cautious here.
You're not going to give anything away yet. We are going to have a
Yes.
proper chat. I'll give
All
you a
right then.
moment to think
Fair
about
enough.
it.
Yeah.
Hugo will go do his magic as well, and I'll see you both later on.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
This turnkey period residence comes with 3 bedrooms, a large open-plan living space and a separate snug. Whilst the overall plot might be large, the low-maintenance garden and surrounding fields makes the outside space feel peaceful and secluded.
The house is definitely delivered. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think we're in agreement,
Yeah,
aren't we,
definitely
Hugo?
with that.
I love the wood features. The kitchen's been done out superbly.
Bit more thought to do though with the garden and the garage.
Yeah. I do have some reservations about the garden. It's about twice the size of the plot that I probably would like. But having said that, the house is spot on.
The staycation is here to stay. Well, according to the British public, that is, with 61% of us planning to holiday at home this year rather than travel abroad.
But if hotels and holiday lets aren't your thing, what are the alternatives? Enter Alan Powley. He builds and sells his own unique homes on wheels. Powered by solar panels with all the mod cons, Alan's rolling homes provide mobile, off-grid camping for those keen to escape the crowds and enjoy the great outdoors. I'm meeting him at his meadow in the village of South Lopham.
Oh, I knew I was coming to see something special, but these homes, they're so gorgeous, so unique. How did this even come about?
Well, I started making shepherd's huts. Well, I made the first one just for myself, and then someone came along and liked it, so I sold it, so I had to make myself another one. And it just sort of carried on from there, gradually sort of snowballing, really.
We've got lots of people who love coming out to the countryside. They really want to immerse themselves in this style. But for some, it's quite daunting. And would something like this make the transition easier?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're just a bit more comfortable than just a tent. And it feels a bit more solid than just having a bit of canvas between you and the wild. And then you've got a few creature comforts as well.
It is the ultimate glamping, I think. They look very self-sufficient.
Yeah, this one's completely off-grid, so it's got its own solar panels, battery bank, it's got its own water tanks, got a composting toilet, and you can just park that up and, you know, live quite nicely.
Well, they all look gorgeous, but out of all of them, that one looks like something that could work for me, so let's have a look.
Absolutely.
Alan can spend up to a year building a single structure and chooses to work without plans or drawings, making every single structure completely unique. His sustainable designs feature work surfaces made from reclaimed scaffolding boards, doors made from local oak, plus door handles and hooks made from hazel branches recovered from the hedges that surround the meadow.
This looks like the kind of place I could easily holiday with my family, with my son, my husband. We come along. You know, he's thought of everything here, Alan. It's a proper kitchen, and I'm not looking at it thinking, where would I put everything? Lots of storage, pretty, and practical, which is important.
All of Alan's homes on wheels are mobile. The largest weighs up to 3.5 tonnes and requires a 4x4 to be towed. But he's also come up with an even more compact design, perfectly suited to the hitch and go camper.
So this is the teardrop, a little bit more cosy, bijou.
Definitely, definitely. This is like an off-road teardrop, so it's kind of got the bigger wheels, and it's got a 100-litre water tank. It's got 2 big leisure batteries, so you can kind of go off-grid a bit and do some exploring.
It looks like the Nutty Professor's got a little bit more experimental here. What's going on here?
Right, so this is part of the kitchen, so that comes down, and then that's your tap from the water tank.
That is brilliant.
And then the rest of the kitchen is in here.
Everything thought of again. It could be fun just to have at the bottom of your garden.
Absolutely.
And probably a different kind of audience than the ones that would buy the big ones.
Yeah, these are cheaper and easier to store, and just ideal for just going. When you want to go somewhere, you just chuck your bags in. You don't have to pack loads of camping equipment. Just chuck your, spare pair of pants in there and you're on the road.
Loving all of this. Mad Hat's tea party. But really, the only place I want to go right now is in here. So excuse me,
ahead.
I'm climbing in. Oh, wow. This is a full-size double bed.
Yep.
And then you've managed to fit in a full bureau.
It's a Georgian bureau.
And what is this?
That's a vintage
Love it.
CB.
Hello, Escape to the Country viewers. This is the ultimate for the staycation. I love it. This is super comfortable, so comfortable that I think I need a little break from house hunting. So I'll see you later, everyone. Bye.
Proof that good things come in small packages, Alan's fun and inventive approach to caravanning serves as a reminder to holidaymakers that there are some truly unique staycations to be had in the UK.
Well, we've given Julia lots to think about, so let's go and see if she's got any clarity. We've seen the 3 properties, and they are, granted, the first 3 properties you've actually looked at in Norfolk. Where are we now?
I think the third house, the mystery house, epitomised the kind of property that I would want. It's got a really good feel to it. But then the garden was a problem for me. Plus, because I haven't sold my houses yet, if I am going to take on a project like reconfiguring a garden, I need to know what money I've got and whether I can afford it. So that's where I am with it all.
Does that mean if you come out with enough budget, you would put an offer in for the mystery house?
Oh, it's an attractive prospect. I think Hugo would like me to do that.
What would you say you're taking away as your big takeaways? You, Hugo, as an advisor, trusted counsel.
But I've been to Norfolk on holidays, but actually to be drilled down, actually and view these 3 houses has been a wonderful experience. And then trying to convince Mum on property number 3, maybe I need to up my game a little bit more with that.
I certainly believe in a gut response, and I had that with the third property. It's just that the rational part of me is saying, just hold on a moment, But Denise, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. Really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. You've chosen a beautiful county. I really do hope that it's not that long before you're making this move. Thank you. But what a week we've had with Julia and Hugo. House buying is a process. She's at the very start of her journey of moving to Norfolk, seeing her first 3 properties on this search. And I think what she's learnt out of this, that she really needs that perfect blend of character and modern living to give her the home that she's looking for. The mystery house, I think, just about gets us there. So let's hope she makes that sale of her current home and is moving to Norfolk sooner than we think. We'll see you next time on Escape to the Country.
If you would like to escape to the country in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland or Wales and need our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.